Welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, we're going to be discussing some function practice problems. Learning about Python functions is going to increase your general Python skills exponentially. However, this also means that the difficulties of problems that you can now solve is also going to increase drastically. So this is where, as a beginner in Python, you're going to make a big leap in your abilities. So in order to get comfortable with this leap, we're going to give you some practice problems that allow you to get some practice in converting general problem statements into Python code. Previously, a lot of your assessment test exercises have specifically told you what to do, either to use a for loop or to use list comprehension or use some sort of if statement. Now, we're just going to give you a general problem to solve, and then you're going to have to decide what's the best way to solve it. And a lot of times, there's multiple ways of solving these exercises. So we're going to go through a series of function practice exercises, and then after this lecture, we're going to go through the solutions. Now there are two options for this material. You can either try out the exercises yourself and then go through the solutions, or you can treat the solutions as a code-along lecture for more guided practice. So if you're still feeling a little bit uneasy with Python functions, you can go ahead and jump to the next lecture and just code along with us for the solutions. Later on in this same section of the course, we're going to have more function practice problems in case you want to try out even more. Okay, so let's go to the notebook to show you a quick overview of what we expect. All right, so here we are at the GitHub page for all the notebooks. Come over to Methods and Functions, click on this folder, and you'll see the Methods notebook and the Functions notebook that relate to the lectures we just went over. And then we have Function Practice Exercises, as well as Function Practice Exercise Solutions, which we're going to go over in the next lecture. Now you also notice that there's functions, methods, and homework solutions. Those are going to be for later on for additional practice, but right now, let's check out the function practice exercises. So if we click on that notebook and open it, we get back this, and these problems are arranged in increasing difficulty. So we start with some warm-up problems, and these can be solved using some basic comparison operators and some basic methods. And then we have these level 1, and these may involve if-then conditional statements and some other simple method calls. And then level 2 may require iterating over sequences, usually some kind of loop, like a while loop or a for loop. And then we have challenging problems, and these take some creativity to solve, so they're much harder, and you can kind of treat these as bonus questions. So we don't expect you to solve these challenging ones right away. So you notice throughout the questions, basically, there's the section and some explanation as a word problem of the question, and then an example of what we expect it to look like. So let me show you this example right here. It says lesser of two evens. We want you to write a function that returns the lesser of two given numbers if both numbers are even, but returns the greater one if one or both numbers are odd. So we can see here, both numbers are even, 2 and 4 are even, so it returns the lesser one. However, here, not both numbers are even, 2 and 5, so it returns the greater one. So now you have to think of a couple things. How do I convert these word problems into Python code? How do I check if something is even or odd? And we've already talked about the mod operator with the % sign to check if things are even or odd. And then you want to learn about, well, how do I convert the sort of if statements into actual Python if statements? So that's the idea. We want you to convert these word problems into solutions using Python functions. And we have examples here of what the function call is going to look like, what you should pass in, an example of what you should see back out, either true or false, in this case for this animal crackers problem. And we've also went ahead and filled out some cells for you to code in. So those are the warm-up problems, then we have the level 1 problems that you'll go through, and then we have the level 2 problems as well, and then all the way down towards the end, we have the challenging problems. You can kind of treat these as a bonus, you don't have to go through them yet, but try your best on all of these problems. Now I want to make it very clear that we understand you're still beginning and it's basically your first time using Python functions. So if you're feeling a little uneasy, if even these warm-up problems are really hard for you, go ahead and jump to the solutions lecture and watch me code through these problems. It's really going to help you a lot. And don't feel like you're losing out on your chance to test yourself, because later on, if you come back to this, we have functions and methods homework, which is going to be even more function practice for you later on in the course. So we can go through these function practice exercises as code along if you want to. So feel free to jump ahead to the solutions, treat it as a code along because you're going to have more practice in your homework later on. But if you want that extra challenge, if you're feeling up to it, I would really recommend that you download this notebook, try your best to go through it, and then see how you did against the solutions. Okay, we'll see you in the next lecture where we actually begin to code along through the solutions.